The year is 1645, and Miyamoto Musashi has reached the absolute end of his life. By this point, he has survived decades of unsparing combat. He has won over 60 duels to the death and mastered a wide range of disciplines, from large-scale military strategy to architecture and calligraphy. With exactly 1 week left to live, he permanently sets down his weapons. He retreats to a cave to write his final document, a list of 21 strict precepts known as the Dakodo, or the Way of Walking Alone. These final instructions offer no advice on how to strike down another man. Instead, Musashi focuses his remaining days on defeating a much more dangerous internal enemy, the ego. The ego's preferred weapon is jealousy. It creates an internal fracture, whispering constant questions about why someone else has more success, more skill, or more recognition. For a master strategist, indulging in jealousy represents a fatal tactical vulnerability.
It guarantees your own defeat. Picture 2 archers standing on a firing line. The first stares purely at the target. The second draws his bow, but glances sideways to see how well his rival is aiming. In that split second, the second archer's mind shifts into comparison. Measuring yourself against someone else requires processing power, immediately stealing energy away from the task at hand. We can see exactly how this breaks down in this diagram mapping the mind's collapse. Jealousy triggers comparison. Comparison drains your focus, creating distracted energy. And in a high-stakes environment, distraction destroys mastery. Musashi understood this literally. A swordsman who looks at his opponent's blade instead of focusing perfectly on his own technique will die on the spot. Attention is a strictly finite resource. Every single moment you spend unserving and resenting a rival is a moment stolen directly from your own survival and growth. Ancient philosophers across different cultures recognized this self-inflicted damage long before modern psychology gave it a name. They developed precise metaphors to explain the mechanics of envy. They compared harboring resentment to swallowing poison yourself and then sitting around waiting for your rival to collapse. You absorb all the toxicity, while they remain completely unaffected. They also described it as chasing another person's shadow. No matter how fast you run in their direction, your own light never grows any brighter. The modern environment provides new ways to fall into this ancient trap. Today, that shadow looks like the coworker receiving the promotion you felt you deserved, or the endless curated highlight reels on social media. Jealousy tricks your mind into fighting a totally imaginary war against someone else's reality, which prevents you from building your own. Rule 15 of Musashi's final text offers a definitive solution. He wrote, "Have no jealous heart." Notice the phrasing. He doesn't tell you to simply control your outward behavior. He demands you completely remove the feeling from your inner nature. Achieving this requires a total shift in how you process the world. A master views another person's success purely as objective data, a standard to learn from, never as an emotional injury. Think of a garden. An oak tree doesn't resent the bamboo growing next to it. They drink the exact same rain, but they operate on completely different biological timelines. We find the same logic embedded in the ancient Sanskrit concept of dharma, or individual duty. The Bhagavad Gita insists you have a right to your own action, but not to the fruits of someone else's. Measuring your unique path against another person's pulls you away from fulfilling your actual purpose. This diagram of an OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act, shows how this mindset resets your internal strategy. By recognizing jealousy without acting on it, you bypass the red reaction branch entirely. You convert the observation directly into green, constructive action. Which brings us back to that cave in 1645, a man with days left to live, recognizing that attention is the most valuable currency we have. The only question left is, whose path are you spending it on?